Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, part two of energy management. Now, I want to talk about a couple other techniques and perspectives for developing an awareness around your energy. And by doing so, giving yourself the means to manage and control the energy and find balance, which is really the ultimate pursuit, is attaining balance. So, first video for part one, we talked about the perspectives that come into play when looking at one's energy and a technique of reframing so that we can shift or mentally transmute the energy from an undesirable state to a desirable one. Now, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the perspective piece and talk about a meta skill known as mindfulness. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of mindfulness. It's become popular over the past 10 to 15 years in sports psychology and in wellness circles. So really, it's mindfulness is the muscle of attention, so to speak. And attention is the mental currency. So you pay attention, that's where you're putting your energy. Okay, so mindfulness is the ability to flex that muscle, to cultivate attention, to build attention. Okay, so how does mindfulness come into play when it comes to energy management? Well, it comes down to knowing the state that you're in, and asking yourself why you're in that state. So we're going to use anxiety again as an example. Now, okay, let's say you're anxious about something. Yeah, reframing can work. You can shift it, but let's go deeper and ask, why are we anxious? Why are we anticipating this thing that's perceived as a negative outcome that may be imagined or is yet to happen? What's going on behind it? It all comes down to asking these questions. So why? Why do I feel this way? And then as you start to dive deeper, this is the mindfulness piece, you start to understand and see these patterns that have formed, patterns in programming that you've developed over your lifetime. And that takes work to go back and look into. But sometimes it's as easy as just, flexing that muscle, the mindfulness muscle, the attention muscle, and turning your attention towards that presenting issue, that presenting problem, so to speak, in quotes. So mindfulness, that's a piece that comes into play everywhere when it comes to self-enhancement and the wellness journey, and I'll talk about that in another video probably. The next thing I want to talk about is the breath. That in and of itself is so fundamental to controlling your mental and emotional state. I'm already looking at seeing it's 3.5 minutes in. I try to keep these under 4 minutes, so it is what it is. But the breath, this could easily be viewed first as the part two instead of the part one. So you can look at these one way or another. But breathing is so key. Diaphragmatic breathing. And being intentional with your breath, learning to really cultivate energy through the breath. And when you can slow down your breathing or speed up your breathing, you can change your energy levels in a very physical way. So diaphragmatic breathing, I've created a video actually about that and detailing meditation. It was called Meditation Demystified. I'll probably leave that in the comments or in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. But I'll leave it at that. I'll probably do a part 3 where I dive into it further with the breathing and how to use simple, complete breathing techniques to dial down the anxiety levels, if they are present, the high energy levels, and channel it into something more constructive. So let's get after it. Let's work on being mindful, asking the questions of why we're feeling a certain way. That's the biggest takeaway of this video is, if you're feeling a certain way and that state is undesirable, ask yourself why. Okay, whether that's on the high end of the energy spectrum or the low end of the energy spectrum. Okay, lethargy, depression, laziness, any of those things. Okay, that's the low energy. So yeah, let's get after it. Let's continue the work, and I'll talk to you soon.